That's not good. There's so many books I want to read. I was just like, I need something. I'm going to skim you chapter, and it's gonna be okay. And if you can... Welcome to a new vlog. I am Alicia from Alicia Runs and Reads, and this week I think we're just gonna do a chill mood reading vlog. I've got several books I have started the last few days, so we're gonna see where I can get to in those. So currently I'm reading A Dragon Republic, which is the second book in the Poppy War trilogy. I am 158 pages through this almost 700 page book, so this one's gonna take me a bit. I am 50% through We Live Here Now, which is a thriller book with haunted house slash domestic situation, domestic thrillery vibes. But there's also a point of view from a raven or a crow. I can't remember. Yeah, so that's been interesting. I have this on audio. I started last night Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I haven't read a romance in a while, and this is for Goodreads, one of their little award challenge things for this quarter, and it's like the swoony stories one, and I had this on my shelf, so I figured I would give it a try. I started this before bed last night, and I am 30 pages in. This is some sort of hockey romance where there's a figure skater and a hockey player, and they have to share the rink because the hockey rink gets vandalized. There's college romance, so we'll see how I get on with that one. And then I'm also reading The Picture of Dorian Gray for a book club. Angel Can Read, I think, is her channel on YouTube, so I'll have to link that down below. So Angel's book club, classic horror book club. This is The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I'm quite liking this. I'm 100 pages in, and obviously this is a classic horror by Oscar Wilde, and I'm finding this very interesting. I had read bits of it before, and I've also, I think, watched maybe parts of the movie. Quite liking it. I'm annotating quite a bit, so this has been an interesting read so far. So those are the 4 books I have started this week. I probably will also start some sort of an arc, which I probably will not vlog here. I'll probably save that for an arc vlog. But those are the 4 books I am mood reading so far this week. We'll see if I add something in. I should be able to finish We Live Here Now today, and then I sit here and read for an hour now and see how much I can get done of The Dragon Republic. I think I could grab this on audio on Hoopla too if I wanted to listen to a bit of it, but for now I'm just gonna read it physically. I am enjoying this series. It's a pretty brutal one, and devastating one. I am liking it so far. In this one we see Rin in the beginning dealing with her drug addiction and also a lot of PTSD from the events of the first book. So I'm liking how that is included in here. Realistic and important, so I'm liking that. It is a very gloomy day here in Connecticut. It is pouring all day. I need to go grocery shopping, but we're gonna have to survive the day because I'm not going shopping in the pouring rain. That sounds like hell. And so I'm mostly gonna be reading today other than doing some things around here. I already swept the kitchen, put the dishes away, showered, cleaned up a bit. So for the rest of the day, I will probably sit here and read, and then I'll have the kids later. So it's 10:24 right now, so I'm gonna read, maybe do a little editing. It's gonna be a very cozy day. Gotta turn my bean on. Almost earned him a bedroom. My timers just went off. I got to page 192 in The Dragon Republic. So I read about, I can't remember where I started off, but I would maybe 50 pages, maybe 40, something like that. Yeah, so I read a good chunk, so that was productive. I have until I have a few more pages left until I get to chapter 12, so I'll probably stop there and probably listen to a little bit of We Live Here Now on audio while I make and eat some lunch. I'm getting hungry, so I think that's the plan. These books are by R.F. Kuang, and they are war fantasy, and they follow a girl named Rin who was a war orphan, and she was living with these people that sort of adopted her, or at least took her in, and she was going to be forced to get married, and instead of doing that, she decides to study very hard and take this really important test and get chosen to go to this war college, where she, in the first book, she's going to that college, passing that test, going to the college, and getting trained up and dealing with prejudices because of where she comes from, and, you know, the usual rigmarole. She trains and shit goes down and she learns things that she never knew about and gains powers she couldn't even have imagined, and she learns about her history and her heritage, etc. And then this is the continuation of Rin's story. The first one was pretty heartbreaking and devastating, very heartbreaking and devastating. Lots of war, lots of civilian death, and some graphic war scenes in there. So it was pretty depressing, but very well written, and I did enjoy it as much as one can enjoy something like that. And so I continued on with book 2 this month, which I am very happy to have done because I wasn't quite sure when I was going to get to this. I was trying to get to one of these at least every other month. So after this, I'll have one more to go, and that'll be another series completed, which will make me very happy. So yes, I'm going to listen to a little We Live Here Now while I make lunch. My Bean finally got a bedroom. So this is like Bean's house. He's got his like kitchen and his bedroom and his living room. And then, yeah, that's his new bedroom. So it's empty. So maybe at the end of the week, I'll show you how Bean's house is coming along. So I also started last week using Finch, which is a productivity / just mental health app. And my daughter downloaded it. A bunch of her friends have it. And so she asked me to download it. So I did. And yeah, so I've got this little guy now that I've been working on. He's a little bird. He, she, they. I use them interchangeably depending on what I feel like saying at the time. But yeah, it gives you like little tasks to do. I did most of my tasks for today. It's like take your meds, drink your water, brush your teeth, get out of bed, just easy stuff mostly. And then, but I can add anything I want. So I have like, on my run days, go for a run. Today is not a running day because it is very gross out. And I have nothing that I'm specifically training for that I have to get out. So I will make sure to run. The girls aren't going to be very happy in a minute when I have to get up and make lunch. I'm going to read a few more pages first. You're so squishy girl. I'm the big girl. You're so sweet. She does not like the wind and the rain, do you? She doesn't mind being wet, but she does not like it. You can really tell what it looks like out there. Just very foggy. Foggy and gloomy. Believe in me. Woo, it is so windy out. I just finished listening to We Live Here Now by Sarah Bimbo. I don't know what to say about this. I thought it was okay. There's certain things I liked better than an average thriller. Like there's some paranormal-y type maybe stuff in here that I enjoyed. I thought that was fun. But I wish we had played into that more. That's often what I find with thrillers that lean a little bit horror. I want them to go full on horror, but I guess that's not the point of it. So maybe I can't knock it down much for that. But I thought it was okay. I'm going to give it 3 stars. It's a thriller. It's entertaining. I'm going to unhaul it after I do my monthly wrap-ups. There is a point of view. It's a raven, from a raven in here, or several ravens, and I liked that. I liked the final chapter. I thought that was entertaining. And I think if you like these kind of thrillers and this interests you, that it's a pretty good one. I think it's fine. Now I think I'm gonna sit down and edit for a little bit, take a break from books and edit. What time is it? It's still Monday. It's 1:42, so I've got about an hour before my kiddo gets home. So I might edit for just a little bit and then read some more of either the Dragon Republic or read a little bit of Dorian Gray, since I haven't read any of this today. And Icebreaker will probably be for this evening when I don't have as much of an attention span. Last night was rough. The wind was so bad. We had wind gusts of like 60 miles an hour, like sustained wind gusts, and things were crackling and falling, and well, the garbage cans were falling over, and the door was banging, and it was really windy. And my big girl Briar, my big doggy girl, was up all night. So I tried to come downstairs with her so that everyone else could sleep, because I am the only one who can nap the next day because I don't have like an actual work out of the house job. And she just kept like hitting me. She would come up on the couch and just hit me, and she was shaking and she was pacing, she was panting, and it was probably one of the worst nights I've ever had with her. I haven't had a night like that probably since I had like my children being younger and being scared or whatnot. So it was rough. So I was Instagram messaging Allie at like 4 in the morning because it's like dinner time for her. And or 2:30 in the morning, because it was like dinner time for her in Hawaii. And I'm like, hi, I'm awake. And then I started reading the new Soul Jelly Park Jelly Massacre or some crap that is for her buddy read of the month, and I read the first chapter and I kind of loved it. I think that's gonna be a fun time, a weird, fun, short translated fiction time. So that's exciting. Anyway, I did wake up and got everybody to where they needed to be this morning, and now I am gonna go for a run. And I know this lighting is crazy, but whatever. I'm gonna go for a run. I'm forcing myself to go for a run. I took an hour nap from I went up there at 9, but I didn't fall asleep till like 9:30, and then I woke up at like 10:30 and got dressed to run. I just feel like maybe I'll feel better. At least it's sunny out now. It's sunny out. It's cold, but it's sunny out. So that's exciting. According to StoryGraph, I read over 400 pages yesterday. So that's exciting too. I got to like 140 pages into Dorian Gray. I'm really liking this actually. Except for chapter 13 or 12 or something. Chapter 11, when Dorian's just like bebopping around, learning a bunch of different things, and it's just like talking about his like cross-stitching and shit. That's boring. I was like, why? I'm going to skim you, chapter, and it's gonna be okay. And if you can't tell, I'm really punchy today because I'm all out of whack. And my back hurts again because I had to sleep on the couch. Anyway, rant over. I got to page 141 in the Dragon Republic, and this is also depressing. She just got put somewhere and is made to go through more lab experimentation. That's not good. And then last night I got to page 76 in Icebreaker. This is cute. I don't know if I like it that much yet, but it's cute. And I have do I have the rest? How many books are in this series? I have Wildfire and Daydream. And then, what else? Oh, I finished this one. I finished We Live Here Now. I think I told you that. I finished We Live Here Now. And yeah, so I'm currently reading Icebreaker, Dorian Gray. I'm reading The Dragon Republic, and I'm reading the new Seal Amusement Park Jelly Massacre, whatever it's called. I read the first chapter in that last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I'm gonna go run. We'll see how it goes. If it ends up turning into a walk, it ends up turning into a walk. But I need something. I need something. Haven't been able to read a ton today. I did run, and I got laundry going, and I emptied the dishwasher, so there is that. And I did the grocery order, and I'm gonna go pick that up in just a little bit. And I showered. And I took a bath to soak my back since it was still sore. But as far as reading goes, it's been for me, low reading day. I did get 300 pages into the Dragon Republic, but I grabbed the audio from Hoopla so I could listen to it on my run, and so I got a little bit more of the ways into this. Other than that, I have not done much more. So I think I'm 45% into this now. I'm considering starting woodworking because this is out of holds at the library and I think it's due back next week. I am, I think 30% into this book. The New Seoul Park Jelly Massacre by Cho Yun. Yeah, translated by Yeon Jung. 24%, so it's a short one. So I'm 25% into this, and I'm really liking that one. It's just interesting. It's all about this amusement park, and people are turning into jelly, and I'm having fun with it. It's just definitely one of those absurdist sort of horrors, and it's reminding me a little bit of Junji Ito, just because of like the randomness of it. I haven't read a ton of Junji Ito, but the one I did read were like the one where sea life were coming out of the ocean, and then his short stories where people were walking into caves that were exactly shaped like their bodies and they're never coming back. Just like creepy weirdness. And this is giving me also creepy weirdness. So many books I want to read. I was just like looking at my bookshelves and I just want to read all the things. Alas, I can only read as much as I can read. I need to go pick up my groceries now. Blug. Hopefully tonight we get a better night's sleep. And at least the sun is out. I ran 4 miles. It was pretty rough. I did 2 minutes running, 1 minute walking. I still don't know what's going on with, my back hurts, but just like my respiratory system, I don't know if it's that. I got my heart checked out. It's not that. So it just like feels like I'm working way harder than I am. So breath-wise. So we may make an appointment with a pulmonologist. I'm sure it'll take me 5 years to get in, but we'll try that. But part of me still thinks it's just my back, just like everything like tightening up. But I am not sure, but it's just so variable day to day how I'm going to feel. And I just don't know sometimes until I get out there. Other times I'm like, it's not going to feel good today. I don't feel good today. And I get that out there and I run and I feel better than I think I will. Run definitely helped me wake up though. The sunshine definitely helped. Today I have to go do some errands. I have to return these shoes that my daughter picked out for a wedding, but she decided the heel is too tall for her. Who could have thought? Maybe a mom told her, you know, that maybe this much of a heel at almost 12 years old is a little too much, but she definitely decided that it's too much. So we're gonna return, well, I'm going to return those. I read officially 283 pages yesterday, which was a lot less than before, but that's all right. I had a busier day yesterday. This morning I finished The Picture of Dorian Gray, the classique by Oscar Wilde. And I don't know what to give it star-wise, probably a 4, but I really liked certain quotes in here. And I had read bits and pieces of this before, or at least I have memories of reading bits and pieces of this, but never read the whole thing. So I'm happy to have read it. And then Angyls live show is on Saturday, I think. So I'll be able to attend that. I'm assuming most people know what The Picture of Dorian Gray is about, but if not, you can look it up. So I'm not giving you a synopsis. I got to page 95 in Icebreaker yesterday, so I didn't read too much of this. I think I read 20 pages before bed last night in Icebreaker, and I got up to page 455 in the Dragon Republic yesterday. So I'm trucking along with this one, and I'm still liking it a lot. I'm hoping to finish this today. That's the main goal reading wise today. And then also the New Steel Jelly Massacre. I did not read much more of that. I'm still in chapter 2 of that. So I have to return the shoes today. I'm gonna go get Easter stuff, the kids, so that's done. And that's probably all I'm going to do. There is a Barnes over there, but it's probably not a good idea to even go in there right now. So anyways, that's the plan. Oh my God, I've been listening to the Poppy War on my way to and from doing my errands. And I just got to the part where everything's sort of kind of wrapping up, and then she's out with Nadja and Katai and whatever the other girl's name is, drinking or whatever. And then Nadja does what he did. What the hell? That completely threw me for a loop. I did not see that one coming. What the fuck, RF Kwong? Yikes. I don't know what to say about that. I really thought we were like, you know, in the last, this is, you know, I thought we were just gonna like smooth sail sort of to the end of this and then maybe end with something, but like I still have like 45 minutes left. Oh my gosh. This book is crazy. I like it though. I like that we're really seeing like the non-dichotomy of war, where it's like you don't know who you're fighting for. If the person you're fighting for is the right one to be fighting for, it's not just good versus evil. It's, you know, a lot more gray than that. And yeah, this is the second book and I'm really liking it. I can't believe it just happened though. Oh my gosh. Speechless. Yeah, so I'm like here. So I have this much left. Not much at all. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside and finish this up, have some lunch. I got some sushi. I got a salmon roll with these little salmon thingies on there. And then I got a California roll for lunch because I was out anyway. So I figured I'd pick up some Big Y sushi. They have good sushi there. So I'm gonna eat that, finish this book up, take some ibuprofen because I have a headache. And then the kids should be home soon. Yeah, well, I've got like an hour and a half. Finished. 5 stars. This is so good. Really ripped your heart out at that 1.0. Yikes. So now I finished Orion today too. So now I have Icebreaker that I'm still reading, and then the New Seal Jelly Park Massacre. So I think I'm gonna read at least the rest of that second chapter in New Seal. So that's the plan. Good morning. It is now Thursday. I read about 420 pages yesterday. I read 200 pages in the Dragon Republic and I finished that up. I read about 50 pages of the New Seal Jelly Park Massacre and I'm about 50% of the way through that. I read about 50 pages of Icebreaker and I'm on page 145 of that. And I also read about 30% of an arc that I'm not going to talk about here. So lots of reading yesterday. Icebreaker, I'm on page 145, which I just said, and I am liking this okay. It's a lot spicier than I was thinking. Like, I'm only 144 pages in. Yeah, so I am liking this okay. I think it's a little bit too spicy for me, especially this early on. They're fine written wise. Like, they're not bothering me or anything. I'm just sort of ambivalent about the couple so far. There's something that happens on the back that hasn't even happened yet, which is interesting. Things in the synopsis haven't happened yet, and they've already been intimate several times. I will say that her skating partner, I forget, is a total douche. He seems like a total douche. Like, what is up with him? Is he explored in a future book? Because he's always telling her to, like, watch your diet and make sure you don't gain any weight and blah blah blah, because he has to lift her. And I'm like, geez, man, step off. I don't know. I would just want to go straight for a donut if someone was talking about to me that way, like smash it in their face / eat it myself. This is going okay. And then I'm going to start Woodworking by Emily St. James. And this is a book from a trans author about a trans teacher who is newly transitioning or transitioned, I think, and then a relationship, non-romantic relationship they have with a trans student. I know it's not salacious. It's just like a bond that they have, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but I'm gonna give this a try and see what I think about it, and I'll let you know. Okay, so I got it wrong with Woodworking. This is about a trans woman who's a teacher who nobody knows they're trans yet. She is working at a school as a teacher and still presenting male, going through a divorce, but she hasn't told anyone about her identity yet until she tells the only trans girl student that is at this school. And then I think that trans girl student sort of ends up involuntarily mentoring this teacher on transness. I'm always just uncomfortable because this teacher gives the student their cell phone number to text, and then the student goes with them nail polish in their car, and it just makes me uncomfortable. But as far as I know, this is an innocent, heartwarming kind of book, so I want to look past that. But at the same time, I don't care how good the intentions are when you have and how innocent things are when you have a teacher having a personal relationship outside of school with a student, being innocent or not. It makes me uncomfortable, especially when it's a situation where it's not even like a teacher trying to help a student when they have something going on in their life that's troubling. It's a student helping a teacher. I don't know, just a little bit, it makes me uncomfortable as a parent. But I'm gonna try to look past that because there's some humor in here that I'm finding funny. I'm liking Abigail is the trans girl student's name, and I'm liking her so far. I like this quote. She says, "A couple of months before he kicked me out, my dad took me fishing because his pastor said I lacked positive male role model. I think the idea was that I would hold a slowly suffocating fish and be like, okay, manhood, I get it." So I'm liking her voice a lot in this. So I will continue to read for a bit. I'm only 16 pages in. And then, also this is set in North Dakota, so very red state. I'm in the car, so excuse my car noises. I did end up going for a run. I ran 4 miles and haven't been doing much else since, other than reading and doing a few tours around the house. I listened to an audiobook of my run, and that's gonna be in a different vlog. And I got to 133 pages into Woodworking this afternoon. I have to go pick up my daughter now, but I thought I'd talk to you about this first since my husband's working from home the next few days and it's harder for me to do updates with him around. I feel very shy talking about my books. Anyway, I'm liking this okay. I would say about 30 pages ago, I was thinking of DNFing just because I kind of felt a little bored, and while the characters' circumstances are interesting, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't really caring all that much. But then I would say in the last 20 pages or so, I did start getting a little bit more invested. We had some really heartwarming and cute moments with Erica and her ex-wife, which I really liked. And I'm also liking some of the moments we're getting with Abigail and her boyfriend, and some of the conversations that we were having are good. I really liked when Erica was talking with her ex-wife, and her ex-wife was always telling her when they were married, and then after they were married too, after they were divorced, saying, "Where did you go? Where did you go?" When Erica, for a little bit, gives up basically and says, "I'm just gonna be a man and forget it. And she doesn't tell anyone this, but her ex-wife notices like something's going on. She's like, where did you go? You were here and now you've gone away again. And I really liked that. This is very, very slice of life book, very just sort of simply written, nothing too flowery or exciting in the writing. It's just very simple what's happening and what's going on with these characters and in their minds and things. I could see this as a movie. And like I said, this relationship is very innocent. There's still definitely some things that are inappropriate about it, and it's pointed out over and over again. So the book is very aware that even though this relationship is innocent, you know, there are some boundaries being crossed as far as personal relationship with a student goes. And woodworking, I didn't know sort of the trans thing for going under the radar or whatever. I forget what they call it, where you're just sort of blending in with the woodwork. People are looking at you all, and you're not always feeling like they're looking for things to spot you out in public and etc., and just blending in with the woodwork, and how Abigail is not able to do that because everybody at school knows that she's trans, and she will never be able to do that until she leaves this town that they're in. And then Erica, who is the teacher, she's blending in, but that's only because she's not being honest with her identity and is unhappy. And I am liking the fact that Erica, even though she at this point is not physically transitioning, even just the fact that she's told two people, including now her ex-wife, even her ex-wife can just tell that she's more comfortable in her own skin and she can just be her more authentic self, even though out in the wild or at school, so to speak, she is still not out and is still called Mr. Whatever. Yeah, I'm liking this more now, so I'm happy I stuck with it, but we will. We'll run. Got an hour run to do. So let's go. I'm on about a 5-mile run. It is gorgeous out today, which is very exciting. I mean, gorgeous is relative. It was 44 degrees when I left. I think it's going to be 50 degrees Fahrenheit when I, like, later on when the kids got out of school. I apologize for my habit of breathlessness. I'm in the middle of a run. So I decided to start farmland. I decided to start reading, listening to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, because I've been meaning to read it forever and I hadn't, because I don't know why. So the movie's coming out, feels like the great time to read it along with everyone. So I am really liking it. Andy Weir does that thing where he makes you care about things and have an interest in things that you only have a glimmer of an interest in before reading the book. And then while you're reading the book, you're incredibly interested. So I think everyone knows what this is about at this point, but it's about a man who wakes up in outer space on a ship coming out of a coma, and everybody else is dead, and he has no idea who he is or why he's there. And he has to slowly uncover the mystery of what the heck's going on. And it's got some really good humor in it so far, and it's charming and endearing, and I'm really liking it. Very readable. I heard the audiobook is the way to go with this one, so that is what I am doing. It's very exciting. And there's this one part where he goes, I'm going to do a slow breath and breathe, breathe in and then breathe out for 10 seconds. That's what I tell my students to do. And of course, it's what we all tell our kids to do and what we tell ourselves to do. So he tries it and he goes, and I'm panicking. Relatable king. I gotta finish this run. I'll talk to you later when I have more. Also, I did forget to mention that I am participating in Realmathon. I'm a rogue. And because rogues, their icon is a cat, and that's cute. And also because I read a lot of horror and the prompts work best for those kind of books. So that's what I'm doing. So Realmathon, if you didn't know, is a month-long team-based competition readathon, but it's really great because you can pretty much read whatever you want and then go in and do the prompts afterward. You can join any time in the month. It's ran by Covers by Cassidy, I think her channel is. I'll link it down below. And this is my first year participating, and I'm having fun. So there's a Discord, and you can watch everybody's videos, and it's fun. So I'm gonna finish my run. Bye. I have an update for you. I blasted my way through this today. I am on chapter 12, so not quite halfway through, but I'm getting there. And this is just so charming and witty, funny, and it's so good. It's just a joy to read, you know? Just one of those books that's just a joy to read. And yeah, sometimes the sciencey stuff, it's like, wah, 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 wah. But other than that, I'm really, and yeah, I got to the part with the tape measure, and that was so super cute. So yeah, I am really enjoying this. It's as good as everyone says it is. I am looking forward to continuing with that. And then I also got a little over halfway, I think, into woodworking this morning when I had time to read physically, and I'm still liking this. It's a very quiet kind of book. It's just, I think I said, very slice of life. This book definitely did grow on me as I kept reading it. I am really liking the stuff between Abigail and her ex-wife. There was this one part that I tabbed her ex-wife trying to befriend her as a trans woman, and she says, what had she wanted out of this trip? The more she thought about it, the more she knew she hadn't wanted the trip at all. She had just wanted to be near Constance, which is her ex-wife. She had wanted to believe they could be friends, gal pals, besties, so that wasn't quite right either. She wanted Constance to see her properly. But what Constance had seen was what she thought a trans woman should be. She was trying, yes, but she was trying to help an idea of transness more than she was trying to help Erica. Erica realized she felt vaguely insulted. So I thought that was really good, because it just shows how Constance has this idea of what trans woman is, but she really needs to just worry about getting to know Abigail as Abigail. So I thought that was really good, and yes, I'm still enjoying it. Oh, I remembered, I also wanted to say that this book I am reading pretty slowly. I've read maybe 50 pages, 75 pages a day, which is slow for me. And I think that is the correct way for me to be reading this. I think when I want to read it in big chunks, I do get kind of bored, but I'm enjoying it if I'm reading it in a more slow manner. And I also wanted to update you on Lucille Jelly Massacre, whatever that book is called. Yeah, whatever this book is called. And I am 60-something% of the way through that, and it is getting a bit repetitive. I'm not loving it. It is such a weird, interesting concept, I guess, but it is more like every chapter is from a different perspective, and we're getting their experiences with what happened at the amusement park, but each one is not completely all that interesting. But it could be the translation even, I don't know. I am enjoying it, but not a ton. Right now it's like sitting at a 3-star, and yeah, but the current chapter I'm in is more interesting than some of the others. It kind of gives us a little bit of like a glimpse at what exactly happened and what's going on, so that is interesting. So we'll see how that one turns out as I continue reading. I am reading that one on my phone, so I only like to read a little bit of that at a time, and I am finding that since it's like each chapter is a different character and perspective, that reading it just a chapter or two a day is working better than if I try to read a whole big chunk of it, because it is a bit repetitive. Do I have anything else to say, Ellie? I don't think I do. Oh, I'm sitting here with my very comfy girls, huh, Ellie? You are so cute. Oh. She just loves her big sister, don't she? You just love her. Give me a hard snuggle. Yes, you are. She's got that tail be bopping. Yes, you got that tail be bopping. You got your be bopping tail. I'm so cute. I took out my bookmark and then I didn't put it back in. I don't know what page I was on.
sorry. Anyway. Okay.
It's Sunday morning. I didn't vlog at all yesterday. We had kids over and my husband was working from home on a Saturday, which is no fun. So I didn't vlog at all, but I did read and I was on sprints with Allie, which was fun. I finished the New Seal Jelly Massacre. I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's definitely like a silly, goofy, but also grotesque, ooey gooey horror. I liked it enough and I thought it was interesting, and I always love reading a translated work and seeing how everything pans out. It's always interesting to see the translation. I always wonder, I'm like, if I was bilingual and I could read this in its original form, would it hit differently? Because I'm sure it would. I mean, you have the translator and you have the author and they do their magic, but I'm sure that it would be different. So that would be interesting. I'm not, so I won't be experiencing. Today's going to be a wrap-up day because I have 2 books that I am almost done with, so I'm going to finish those up. I'm going to continue an Icebreaker, and then I'm going to start The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. That's this one. It has this really cute guy on it on the front. So I am almost done with woodworking. I have like, what, 10 pages left or something of that, so I will update you when I'm completely done with this one. And then I'm also 70% into Hail Mary, and I did not read any of this yesterday, so I'm still in the same spot that I was previously. But yesterday I read over 300 pages, and on Friday I read like 200. This is the last day of this vlog, so you'll be seeing whatever it is I finish and start today. I will update you on, and then this vlog will end because it'll be the whole week of just mood reading. And as you can see, I do switch between books quite a bit, but I generally try to have like a limit, like 4 or 5 at a time, and then I will kind of read through those and, you know, randomly start something if I finish something, but no more than that generally. Usually about 3 to 5 books at a time is what I do, because I like to jump around because I get bored, and then it's not that I don't like the book, but it's just that I'm bored, so I want something else, so I change the channel basically and grab another book, and they're usually all a little different. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm surrounded by my books. I'm gonna read. I am slothing in my hoodie. I haven't done anything with myself this morning. It was pretty nice out yesterday, actually. And later I'm going to see Kinky Boots with my friends at the theater in Hartford, so that will be fun. I hate driving in Hartford though. It's not bad. I mean, as far as cities go, it's really easy. It's just, I just hate driving, and it's still a city, and I still hate it. Even though it's like a ghost town on the weekends, because yeah, there's just not a lot of people living in downtown Hartford. It's mostly people just coming and working and then leaving. Finished Woodworking by Emily St. James. I liked this. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5, a 4-star on Goodreads. The characters in here, I liked the variety of trans women we got in here and different experiences. There's 3 POVs. Well, there's 2 main POVs and then a third that comes in later. I thought it was an interesting choice that the author had Erica's POV in 3rd person, and then later on in the book it switches to 1st person as she comes to accept herself more. I thought that was an interesting choice. I like the themes of trans women solidarity and just womanhood and women friendships in general. I also like the relationships that we got with Brooke and her son and some of the conversations they had together towards the end. I thought that was really good. Yeah, I enjoyed getting to know these characters. I will say some of the dialogue did feel a little forced to me, and also, you know, a little after school specially at times, but overall I did enjoy this book and I would recommend it. There's one quote at the end about, I mean, it's also about like bodily autonomy and your body is your own, etc. And there's one quote towards the end, and I lost it, that I'm going to find, about motherhood that I thought was really good. Let me find it. Mother talking to her son. So it's Brooke talking to her son. She says, "I miss you every day, even though you are right here. That's all motherhood is." I thought that was really succinct and maybe cheer up a little bit. Yeah, I can definitely relate as a mom who has kids, a kid in high school now. It's like, yes, you love them so much, but you still miss them even though they're right there, because you see all their past versions of themselves at every age and every phase and every little thing they do. And they're not those people, you know, even though they're right there, those versions of them aren't there anymore, and they're never going to be there again. And as my kids get older, as my son is now almost as tall as I am. Oh, you just cherish those moments, and like looking back at videos and things like that. It's just like those sweet little baby moments and the sweet little toddler moments and those funny middle school age moments. They're just gone, and all you have is the memories. And yeah, so that part really hit me. But anyways, I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I think it's a good read, and I'm going to move on. I think I might read a little bit of, I don't know. I want to read a little bit of this, but I also want to start this because it's quiet right now. And it might be a good time to be able to concentrate on something new. Look at that. It's so pretty. So yeah, I might start this, but make sure I get to read a little bit of this today. I'm not really liking this that much, but I hear they have sex a little less and talk a little more in the second half. So I'm still going to keep reading this, and if I find that I'm getting bored the next 50 to 100 pages, then I'll DNF. And I also want to finish Hail Mary today, but I'm listening to that on audio, and right now it's quiet, so I think I'm gonna start Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. So I started this, and I just explained to you what it was, but realized I wasn't recording, so that's fun. Anyway, I'm only about 16 pages in, so this is following Sebastian. He's some sort of immortal creature, because the forward is from 2016, and then we go back to the 1700s, and he is telling this story of when he had to deal with this beast down here, and he was contracted to kill the beast 20 years ago, and he thought he did, and now it's back. He almost died killing this beast. And he is also in his body joined with a demon. They have a symbiotic relationship, so it feels like they're like buddies, but they just happen to cohabitate in the same body. He is possessed, but not possessed, because it's like a happy symbiotic relationship. I guess he is some sort of immortal creature. He does arcane acts. He digs up bodies. He can see ghosts. His demon guy does eat human hearts, so sometimes he has to be fed. And yeah, in the beginning, he is talking to a girl who just passed away and wants to know why she passed away, because she thought she was killed. And so he digs up her body and figures out what went on with that. And then someone comes and tells him that he needs to go back and fight this beast again, because this beast is causing trouble again and is alive, and he was supposed to have killed it, so he has to go back and deal with that. This takes place in France, in our world, but there are creatures that are fantastical, demons, and him who is immortal, and also, like right now, we know his housekeeper is a succubus, so there's that as well. There is also a character in here he talks about having a relationship with, but we don't know anything about yet. Oh, Antoine. So we don't know who that is, but he has some sort of relationship with him, because he says that, is life worth living when you can't die? And he misses Antoine. And in the beginning, in 2013, he's like looking back fondly on the memories of this time. It is based during the time right before the French Revolution. So there is inklings of a civil war coming. It's also written during the time of the French Inquisition, I think, so he has some clergy sniffing around, wondering what he's up to. I'm liking his voice so far. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of footnotes, which is also interesting. He's talking in first person, but he's telling the story, so he is talking directly to the reader, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's reminding me a little bit of The Tainted Cup at the moment. Maybe that's because of the footnotes, and also some other things I'm read, like that Necromancer series that I can't remember the name of at the moment, but I'll put it up here. And I'm liking it so far, but I am very early days, so we'll see. LOL. In one of the footnotes, he's talking about the succubus that works for him, and he says, "I returned from town one day to find her in the kitchen, delirious with satisfaction atop his smiling husk. If I leave one piece of cautionary wisdom for the young men of the world, it will be this: do not put your penis in anything with a tail." Hey, it's Monday. I'm just gonna wrap up this vlog today, or I read today, because yeah, I think I've done enough for this one, for this mood vlog. Anyway, mood reading vlog. Anyway, I finished Hail Mary by Andy Weir, and I loved it. It was so good. Everything they say about it is true, at least in my experience. Heartwarming, endearing, funny, just all the things. I really, really enjoyed it. I am going to give it a 4.5, a 5-star on Goodreads, only because there definitely is some sciencey stuff that I didn't care to hear about, but at the same time, it's like, if I was ever going to actually listen and be interested, it would be in the way that this is delivered, so it wasn't a drawback for me. It was just definitely a few times where I was like, womp 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 womp, but really anywhere does it in the most accessible way. I would say that this is definitely a widely accessible, wide appeal book. I think most people would enjoy it. It is fantastic. It was really, really good. I think on Goodreads I said overall this was pretty amazing. So, yeah, I really, really liked it. I look forward to seeing the movie eventually. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I will definitely see it eventually. We don't really go to the theaters all that much unless it is to bring the kids to something, and nowadays my son kind of just goes to his movies by himself unless they're rated R, and then someone has to go with them. Anyways, I did get all dressed up and pretty for the show yesterday. I enjoyed it. Kinky Boots, it was fun. But of course I didn't film anything while I was actually looking cute. So I'm back in my sloth gear now. But I am gonna go get dressed pretty soon, but I'll still look gross because I'm gonna go run, I think. But it's raining out, but it's gonna stop, so I'm gonna try to get out for a run when the rain stops. Till then, I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then I need to do some things around here because the house is a bit of a, it's not a disaster. I know I've said before, our house is pretty small, so it's, you know, it's always got stuff everywhere. I have 2 kids and they're big now, so they're adult sized pretty much, and not a whole lot of space for everything. So there's just always stuff everywhere. I've learned to sort of accept that as what it is until my kids grow up and decide to move out, which who knows, these days with this economy, they may be with us forever. But anyways, I've read some of this morning. I'm on page 233. This is getting better for me because now they are taking a step back from their sexual part of their relationship and getting to know each other while he helps her train on the ice for figure skating. So that is going better, but it does start off as a more sexual relationship, and so are fine, but I need like the emotional aspect to it too. So I think that, I mean, the reason I read romance is for them getting to know each other and developing their relationship, not for the spicy bits. I mean, those are nice, but I need the emotional connection first. If I wanted to just read spicy bits, there are lots of other books I could read for that. Definitely not an over 400 page romance. I'm liking this more. Her partner's a piece of shit, in my opinion. My God, how can you work with someone so closely and have so little interest in their well-being as far as nutrition and eating goes? Anyway, so yeah, I'm about halfway through this. I'm going to continue this today. I'll probably finish this today. I think this will be pretty much what I read all day because it's the one I've had longest on my reading shelf. We'll go finish that. And then I got 100 pages into Red Winter. I'm on part 2 now. This is going really well, actually. This is going fantastically. This is giving at least 4 or 5 stars right now. So right now we're traveling from one location to another, and I'm still actually really liking that, which is surprising because sometimes that is not my favorite. But the humor in here is really, really funny. I have laughed several times. His little demon that is in his head and just possesses him. Like I said, they have like a symbiotic relationship. He gives him power, is funny, and I'm liking him a lot. And then his succubus that is, I don't know if she's going to be narrating all of the interludes, but there's interludes in here and she's narrating them, and she's silly and funny, and I really like her. Character is funny too, so I'm really enjoying that. There was just a reveal in this that I wasn't expecting, so I thought that was great. And then there's like some sexual stuff in here that was like, whoa, I didn't think we were going there, at least not yet. It is queer, which I didn't know. I think I might have had an inkling that it might have been, but maybe not. But it is queer. So, oh, and I love that his little demon buddy guy, he eats people, he feeds off energy and souls and things. And so every so often he has to be fed. And there's one quote, he says, "I've eaten more men than leprosy." And I thought that was a fun quote. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a great time. Steph from Fall Into Steph, her channel, this is her members or Patreon reading club book for the month. So I wasn't sure if I was going to actually buy it, but then I was hearing such good things that I wanted to buy it. But then I already had gotten in with a credit on Libro FM too. So I'm enjoying the audiobook and also reading. I went on a 3-mile run. I'm back now. I'm all red though because I haven't showered anywhere yet. I still got my running clothes on. I was back to winter gear because it is cold and rainy out today. I took my hat off and I put on my book of the month hat because I look a mess I read a little bit of Red Winter on my run to chapter 20. I think I'm on page like 174 or something like that. Still liking it. A lot of personality. A lot of personality in that book. Now I'm going to vacuum. I swept before I left and got the floors ready to vacuum. So I'm going to do that, maybe Swiffer, and then start some laundry and shower. So yeah, I got the house all ready to vacuum. That's the living room. And then it's got all the chairs up so I can clean the floors a bit. I finished Icebreaker yesterday. I'm about to go on a run, but I thought I would update you because it's Tuesday now and I just want to wrap this video up. So I did finish Icebreaker. I'm going to give it 3 stars. The first half I would say is 2 stars. The second half was 4 stars. It was more solid. They started talking more and having conversations, and you know, the relationship deepened and I liked it a lot more. So that was good. That was a nice surprise. So that's why I did end up finishing it, because it did grow on me as I read along. I'm going to end up giving it 3 stars. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about this. It's a cute romance. It's a little too spicy for me. There's more sex in it than I need. And it is long. It's 440 pages, which is longer than I need for a romance, especially if it has this much spicy scenes in it. I just get tired of it. I get kind of bored. I end up skimming the spicy scenes. So I have the other 2 from her. I will give them a shot. I know some people don't like this one and like the others, so since I do own them, I will try them. I don't know if I'll keep this or not. I'll probably keep it for now until I decide about the others, because I don't know. Maybe I want to have them all, but probably not. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to end that mood reading vlog here. I am going to continue reading Red Winter. I'm really liking it so far. I'm about 50% in, so look for that in my monthly wrap-up, since I should be finishing that in the next few days. I also have a Ready Set Net vlog that should be coming up in the end of April, or no, the mid-April, second week of April, something like that. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe. I would love it if you commented down below. Anything will do, maybe an ice skate for Icebreaker, and I will see you next time. Bye!